Hey everybody, I hope you guys are all doing okay. Welcome back to our final session for Might and Magic 9, and as promised in this episode, we're just going to be doing one final thing as I wrap up and we close off this series by just reflecting on what the game was like and, you know, just giving my final thoughts on the issue. First of all, the fuck happened to this guy? Excuse me, are you feeling okay? What? I'm not. I'm not. I'm not losing my mind, am I? He had a very strange expression on his face. Okay, people are weak, so we can't rest here. So what do we do? I think we should be able to rest outside in Yorwick. That was actually that was horrifying. Like, what was he just in the middle of like a yawn animation or something? Man, I don't know what happened there, but it was like I don't know if you ever watched the old classic horror movie called The Ring, or Ringu was the original Japanese version. It had an English remake, but when the demon killed the people, that's what their faces looked like afterwards, just like a mouth open, mouth agape, all contorted and stretched. So that was very unnerving. That has genuinely thrown me a little bit. Also, my phone seems to be vibrating, but hopefully it's not that close to the. Okay, no, it should be fine. It's on the ground, or it's on a soft surface. Anyway, let's go to Yorwick. I think that's Yorwick, right? Oh, have I? Fuck off. I think I just. Well, here's why we have saved games, because I think I just overwrote my beacon. Right, gotta remember how to play this game, Ellie. You gotta remember how to play this game. Don't set. Recall this beacon. So what I'm gonna do is, there's one thing I want to do just as a final thing I want to do in the game, and then, or as I'm doing it, we will also be recapping and looking at our final thoughts, which I guess I can start doing right now. Right, we can sell that. So this game, we knew right from the start that this game was gonna feel very different from Might and Magic 6, 7, and 8, which I have also played on my channel. For a couple of reasons. Number one, the type of the game, I guess it's similar in the sense that it's a 3D world that you move around and you've got a party of, between 4 and 5. But the way that the engine that they used was very different. So that's one obvious difference. Another major difference is, of course, in the production process. Hang on, this is the post game, right? It has to be. Hang on, let me just check something. Got rid of it. Yeah. Stood before Crone. Imprisoned Enjam. Okay, yeah. This is post game. For some reason, I was just starting to doubt myself. Could I just get the correct character selected? All right. Let's go back to selling stuff. I could enchant things to get extra gold, but I think we're just gonna sell. So yeah, so this game, very different feel. Obviously, the development process in the game was sadly beset by many problems. Um, some of them, I'm sure, were their own fault. Like maybe they made avoidable mistakes, but a lot of the problems just had to do with like just bad luck, and being in the wrong. It's like in those olden days, you were just basically held hostage to whatever resources your company had at that time. There's really no such thing as crowdfunding. These days, I mean, like the whole economy of not just video games, but lots of things, uh, you know, the economic foundations for a lot of things are in a state of flux. Um, it's Things are a lot more fluid, a lot more distributed. You can, if you need a quick influx of cash, you don't necessarily need some, like venture capitalists to show up. You can get crowdfunded. Um, Even the like conventional financial system, I think it's easier to get like credit in certain cases. Back then, I think things were a bit more rigid. You either had the money or some very or you were able to get the money through some very formal, you know, from a few limited options in a very formal system. And if you didn't have that, and if you weren't just independently like a millionaire or something, then you just, if you had some grand project that needed a lot of money, then you would just be screwed. And that's kind of what happened to the people making this game. I guess I'll keep giving potions to you, even though I don't think we're going to be using any of them. How much gold are we up to? Nearly 500,000. We'll be at over 500,000 pretty soon. So yeah, long story short, these guys didn't have the resources that they needed to make the kind of game that they wanted, but nonetheless, they pushed something out which was as complete as they were able to get the game. Okay, so you've got a lot of things that need to be identified, which we'll work on those in just a moment. But let's sell these things that are identified. We are back over 500,000, but of course I think we're at like almost 80,000 gold per level up for our lich. So at the end of this, we're gonna be sinking all of that money into leveling up our lich. And we'll see how far that gets us. Probably not very far. We'll see. Oh, don't want to sell the Writ of Fate. I don't think you can sell the Writ of Fate. So at least there's that. So yeah, it was a sad story behind the production of this game because it had a lot of potential, as we saw from the early dungeon, the Beethoven dungeon. They had the potential to make some really good areas and design some pretty good areas. Um, if only the rest of the game had, if only they had been able to give the rest of the game that same, loving treatment. But at this point, I'm going to start transferring things into the Lich's inventory. I'll hold on to the ore for just a moment. Hang on. Is my keyboard? Oh, I can't do it from the trade window. I have to do it from the character's own window. Alright, so just do it like this. And your inventory is full again. Yeah, we have a lot of. We got a lot of stuff. So how do we want to do this? Let's start out like this. Some of these items are probably upgrades on some of the gear that some of our characters are wearing, but honestly, like the Jajarb. Although I think everybody has amulets, but like people have like gauntlets and stuff. Like you're not even wearing any gauntlets, so if we
Maybe someone else knows.
so if we found a good one, excellent quality, we could give to the Lich. Plotterhan of the Elf. Excellent quality and 30 luck. You know what? Knock yourself out. You also don't have any belts. You will never be able to wear a shield. A dragon belt. Excellent quality, unbreakable, and highest value. I'd love to just sell that, if I'm being honest. I wish it was a like 10x multiplication bonus for the value like it was for antiques in Might and Magic 6, but maybe they thought that would be too OP. Let's give this pure magic to you. And now let's give this clover to you. You know what? Whatever. You didn't have any belt, you can wear this belt. Although I feel like a few of our people probably don't have any belts. Yeah. So yeah, you're not special. I'm gonna take that belt right off. If other people have to do without belts, then so will you. And by other people, I mean, it's just one more person, because like you got belt, you got a belt. You have an artifact belt, actually. So maybe I was being too harsh on the Lich, but still, I will take away that belt to sell it. Because we need the money. We need the money to train him, actually, so I don't feel bad. Because ultimately, it's all going into his very expensive college tuition. He must be one of them international students, given how much we're paying for his education. You know what? It's all worth it. We should probably enchant the plate armor. I say that as I just throw it out of my own inventory. Let me just do it like this. Alright. What do you do that? Oh, you only give it... That's a pretty useless enchantment to give it, but you know what? It's fine. This can go to you.
No.
And now your inventory is full again. Alright, so we gotta sell our stuff. So yeah, let's at this point reminisce about, what are some of the highlights that we found in this game? What are some things that stood out? Like we've already spoken a lot right at the beginning of the series about the limitations of this game, the problems. So let's focus on the good stuff. What do we enjoy? Some of the areas were really well designed. The final area, the chess puzzle felt a bit wonky, like with pieces clipping through each other. They could have. I mean, obviously, if they'd had more time, I think they could have designed a prettier looking and cleaner feeling version of that puzzle. But as it was, I thought it was pretty clever. The area was maybe a little bit too big, given the relatively small number of enemies in it. Maybe that was intentional, maybe it was meant to be like really atmospheric, and if they'd had more time, they could have put more like decoration, environment enhancing kind of stuff in it. As it was pretty decent. Um, the Beethoven dungeon, as I mentioned, is like very huge for just the sewer level, basically. Arms mastery. Does anybody need that? I'll hold on to that. So yeah, the Beethoven dungeon was great. The Chasm of the Dead, which I think is in Drangheim, where you find the Krona Kiga, I think, or one of the quest items, or probably like I think there are multiple quests that send you there. That was another highlight. What else? The Lich Lab with its multiple levels and its very deadly enemies. Um, that was another highlight. But obviously, my favorite area and my favorite quest in the game has to be and will always be Yanmir's Fort. I thought that area was brilliant. You go in and it's literally a place built for giants, to giant scale. The doors are huge. You don't see the giant right away. The actually I think you do. I think you see him fairly close after entering, but before you see him, you hear him, and that was the key. That really set the tone. Beautifully atmospheric. So like once you are aware of the massive scale discrepancy in between you as a human, now you've shown up in a place occupied by one giant, I guess. Although other giants will show up. I guess that's one thing we could do. We could go back to Yanmir's fort, and I could show you who is going to be residing there now. Does anybody need an arms mastery ring? I think maybe you do. Because you've got nothing boosting your arms master. You've got nothing boosting your arms master, and you are master arms master. You know what? I'll give this to you. Melee damage. And did the damage go up? 42 to 67 goes to 47. Okay, so it did go up, and I'm guessing the hit bonus also went up. So yeah, you like Yanmir's Fort, favorite area, favorite quest, and it shows you the caliber of what the game developers were capable of. Like they weren't bad game devs by any stretch of the imagination. They were just dealt a bit of a bad hand, or made some mistakes and perhaps squandered some of the resources that could have gone into fleshing out this game. But on balance, I think we're leaving the series with more fond memories than anything else. Thanks to the... Oh yes, we couldn't end this without giving a huge shout out to the TELP, TELP, fan-made, community-made, unofficial patch. Without it, it's not an exaggeration to say that without this unofficial patch, the game would truly be unplayable. Like you'd get to fucking Anscrum Keep, and then you could potentially lock yourself into a place where you can no longer complete the main quest. So this fan-made like patch full of like critical bug fixes is just a real godsend. And again, it's not an exaggeration to say that without it, we literally would not have been able to finish this game. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna lose all of our money by doing this, but we're gonna go to, well, first of all, let's go to Frostguard. Let's train the rest of our people, however many levels they can gain. Then we'll go to Arslagard. I think there's a training hall in Arslagard. Have I already walked past? Yes. And then we'll train the lich. Oh no. I didn't realize that our non-lich, like our other party members, gained that much experience for completing the final quest. That's a lot of points you gain there. It's a lot of points. I think we're just gonna be dumping everything into Blade. You don't directly get points, like more damage out of it, but you do get more attacks out of it. So more chances to do this amount of damage. So it is a DPS boost, but it doesn't show up directly in the statistics. You have no points, but we haven't leveled you up yet, and with 100, we were just doing Blade and Cudgel side by side. You do 70 to 94, and after some leveling up, you do 73 to 97, so not that huge of a damage boost, but yeah, it's still pretty decent. And now we're gonna go back to Arslagard, because I think there's a training hall here where we might be able to save a bit of money. But let me just check. Let me just check if I go to the walkthrough. So the trainer is all the way in the east of the city. So if we just go this direction and a little bit to the north. I think that's the trainer right there. Yep, there we go. Let's see what sort of
Would you be looking to train?
what sort of 57,000. So we're gonna be able to get 9 levels, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and yeah, the last one. We have most of the gold, but it gets more expensive with every level. So so we lost all of our gold for what? 168 skill points, which lets us gain 1, 2, 3, 4, 2 points apiece in Elemental and Dark. Was it worth it? Absolutely not. Although you could argue that there's nothing else to spend your money on, so if that isn't worth it, then that means money itself is worthless, which is not entirely untrue. So, if you look at it that way, it seems that our, at least as far as our party is concerned, we've morphed into a very much post scarcity kind of economy where nothing really limits us anymore. At least in terms of there's nothing that we could really that we would need money for, if that makes sense. Or the improvements that we would like, we wouldn't be able to buy them anyway. So like money couldn't really improve our situation that much. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna rest. Excuse me. I said I'm gonna rest because I know our party members were, some of them were complaining, or they were like being, they had some status effects on them from I think some of the enemies that we fought, or just maybe even just from being awake for a long time. Regardless, we rested. Now what we'll do is we'll do some bless action, we'll do some elemental protection action, and then we'll go to Yanmir's fort. Wait. Go to Yanmir's fort, and how do you get to Yanmir's fort? I think you gotta go somewhere in this direction. Again, a proper mini-map would have really helped, but that's okay. That's fine. Go this way, this way. I really hope Yanmir's fort has reset, because otherwise it would be a bit of an anticlimax. You know what? Even if it hasn't reset, even if all we're doing is just walking into an empty area, I can think of no more fitting way than to... Where? Oh no, we took a wrong turn. Okay, so I can think of no more fitting of a way to end the series than inside our favorite place in the game, Yanmir's fort. We'll end for good one last time. Actually, one thing I'll do is one of our pure accuracy potions is broken.
Fixed.
Okay. Let me do some potion arranging just to see what we're at. Okay, so accuracy. That's 4 accuracy potions. Excuse me. It's 4 might potions. I don't think we have 4 luck potions. In fact, we don't even have 2. It's 4 speed potions. Accuracy, might, speed. Or endurance potions. So what don't we have 4 of? We don't have 4 magic. We don't have 4 luck. And we've got a couple extras for a couple of these. You know what? We got pretty close to getting 4 black potions for everyone. I'm not gonna bother trying to farm black potions because I'm actually not even sure what the best way to do that is in this game. There are maybe some potion shops that sell them, but I don't know which ones they are. Frankly, don't wanna bother. Oh hey, and we still have Tamor Leng in our party. Alright, so let's go to Yanmir's fort, see what our good old friend
This could be trouble.
is up to. The doors are closed. There's yellow dots. Aha! It has been repopulated. And there are giants the same size as Yanmir, but not quite as deadly. Not so we don't have to like run around away from them. They can kick you away. As you can see, these guys are not quite the same level of threat that Yanmir was. They do drop red bags of loot though. Sadly, no items. Is it because they're trying to give us artifacts, or is it... do they just not drop items? Huh. Well, that's kind of sad. I'm just taking a quick sip of water from my dry throat. That's kind of sad. Are there more of them? Is that it? Is that truly it? Who are you? Oh, it's just these guys. Excuse me? You do drop items though. I'll take these. We can get one final level up if we want, which I'm not going to bother with. So I think what we'll do is we'll end the series for good. Can I not? Can I not get up on the throne? Seriously? Come on. Ooh, I thought I felt like I was on the verge of doing it. What if I look up? Can I not do it? Nah, that's... Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't look like it. And there's no jump spell in this game. Well, we'll end the game at the foot of Yanmir's throne. Hey, you know what? I never noticed that the ceiling here had a tiled or like some sort of pattern on it. I never noticed that. That's actually really pretty. That's actually really pretty. You know what? We'll end the game on this image of this wonderful pattern. So I just wanted to say thank you so much for everybody who's watching. I do appreciate you having stuck around with this strange experience. Strange, but I would argue beautiful experience of playing this. Admittedly unfinished, but still a very intriguing sort of like, it's hard to describe the experience of playing obviously not a good game, not even a complete game, but playing almost the potential of a game and seeing what could have been, you know? And that's all there really is to say. I enjoyed it, I had a good time, I hope you did too. If you've played this game yourself, I hope it brought back some fond memories. If you've never heard of this game, and you probably don't want to start with this game, you probably want to play the other earlier games in the series if you want, you know, an actual good, complete, wholesome gameplay experience. This game is only if you are very, very curious and you desperately wanna, like you played every other game by 3DO or New World Computing, I guess, and you really want to know. Otherwise, it's let's just leave it. Let's just leave it on this note. We had a good time and we showcased the best of what the game had to offer, and we were able to, for the most part, endure the less polished aspects of the game. And by the end of it, I'm just glad that you were with me, as we went on this strange and wonderful journey. And with that, thank you so much, and I do hope you'll stick around for our further adventures on this channel. But this one has come to a close, and with that, I'm gonna say take care.